cameras weren't even rolling when the first whispers started. Whispers that would explode into the biggest scandal Atlanta's reality scene has seen in years. Kirk Frost, the man who's weathered storms, rumors, and more than his fair share of side-eye from fans, is now caught in a web so tangled, even the most seasoned drama lovers are gasping for breath. They're calling it the love triangle that was never supposed to see the light of day. But it's out. It's messy and it's public. The air is thick with accusations, screenshots, and secret voice notes that have mysteriously leaked into the hands of bloggers hungry for blood. People who once swore loyalty are suddenly spilling tea like they've been holding it in for a lifetime. And Kirk's name is dripping off everyone's lips, sometimes with disgust, sometimes with disbelief. Was it a simple case of temptation, or has Kirk been running a double life under everyone's nose? And here's the twist that's making fans choke on their popcorn. The other woman isn't a stranger. She's someone from inside the circle. Someone who knows all the family's skeletons, and now she's ready to bury Kirk with them. The Frost family brand, once held together with staged smiles and carefully crafted Instagram captions, is on the verge of collapse. And as this story unravels, one thing's for certain: Atlanta isn't big enough to contain the fallout. It all started on a quiet Thursday afternoon when a blurry photo began circulating on gossip blogs. Kirk Frost sitting at a dimly lit restaurant, leaning in a little too close to a woman who was definitely not Rashida. At first, fans thought it was just another recycled image from his past scandals. But then the details emerged. The date stamp was from last weekend. The location was a new high-end lounge in Midtown, and the woman, well, the woman's face was half covered, but those who knew, knew. Social media exploded within minutes. Twitter threads popped up dissecting the angle of his hand, the smirk on his lips, and the way the mystery woman's manicured nails rested on his wrist like she had known him for years. By evening, the image had been shared over 50,000 times, and the whispers had turned into full-blown accusations. Rashida, usually quick to post cryptic captions when trouble brewed, was silent, and that silence screamed louder than any clapback she could have typed. Behind the scenes, people close to the couple said Rashida had already seen the picture hours before it went public. One insider claimed she confronted Kirk the moment he walked through the door, throwing the printed photo on the kitchen counter like it was evidence in a courtroom. "You think I'm stupid?" she allegedly said, her voice trembling between rage and disbelief. Kirk, hands raised in mock innocence, reportedly replied, "It's not what it looks like." But the thing was, it looked exactly like what everyone thought it was. He tried to explain it away, muttering something about a business meeting, and how people always twist things, but Rashida wasn't buying it. And then came the bombshell, the identity of the mystery woman. It wasn't some random fan or business associate. It was a face the Frost family knew all too well. Jasmine, the same woman who had been at the center of Kirk's most infamous scandal years ago, the one who nearly tore their marriage apart. Fans were floored. How could Kirk, after all the tears, therapy sessions, and public humiliation, circle right back to the same person? This wasn't just a slip-up. This felt like betrayal on a whole other level. As the news spread, everyone seemed to have an opinion. Friends of the family posted vague loyalty is rare quotes on Instagram stories, while others close to Jasmine insisted she wasn't the one chasing Kirk. He had reached out to her first. One alleged text thread showed Kirk inviting Jasmine to the lounge, promising it was safe and that no one will know. That line alone sent the internet into a frenzy. The idea that Kirk had been orchestrating secret meetups while publicly playing the role of devoted husband left fans reeling. "I defended him for years," one longtime viewer wrote in the comments section of a viral post. "Now I just feel stupid." But the drama didn't stop there. According to a source who claimed to have been at the lounge that night, Kirk and Jasmine weren't alone. A third person had been with them, someone who appeared to be another woman, younger, dressed in a flashy red dress and clearly comfortable with both of them. That's when the whispers of a love triangle turned into a shout. Was Kirk involved with both women? Was Jasmine in on it? Or was she being played too? Nobody had answers, but everyone had theories. By Saturday, the situation escalated when Rashida finally broke her silence. Not with a post, but with an action. She showed up to an event without her wedding ring. Cameras caught her smiling for the press, but those who looked closely noticed her eyes were cold, almost hollow. She looked like she was there in body, but her mind was somewhere else, one attendee recalled. Fans immediately took it as a sign that things at home were far worse than anyone imagined. Meanwhile, Kirk was spotted leaving his studio late at night, looking tense and avoiding reporters. When one paparazzi asked him about the photo, he muttered, "People need to mind their business," before slamming his car door shut. The clip went viral, adding fuel to the fire. In comment sections, Across social media, debates raged. Some defended Kirk, saying the media was blowing things out of proportion. Others accused him of being a habitual cheater who didn't respect his family or his marriage. And just when people thought they had the full picture, another twist hit. A well-known Atlanta blogger claimed to have audio recordings of a heated conversation between Kirk and Jasmine from just 2 nights ago. In the leaked snippet, a man's voice sounding a lot like Kirk can be heard saying, "I told you to keep quiet about this." The woman responds sharply, "You promised me things would be different this time." That single clip was enough to send conspiracy theories spiraling out of control. Some swore it proved Kirk was rekindling a romance with Jasmine. Others speculated the third woman in red was pushing them against each other for her own gain. By Sunday, the Frost household was under siege from paparazzi, bloggers, and even curious neighbors. People claimed to have seen Rashida packing a suitcase into the trunk of her car. Someone else swore they saw Jasmine meeting with a lawyer downtown. Whether those sightings were real or exaggerated, they fed into the chaos, making it impossible to tell truth from rumor. The only thing everyone agreed on was that the situation had spiraled beyond repair. And the love triangle, however it began, was now very, very public. And somewhere in the middle of it all, Kirk was still silent on the details, leaving fans and family alike to wonder, was this the beginning of the end? Or just another scandal the Frosts would somehow survive? The answer, as always in Atlanta, was far from simple, and the next move could shatter everything. By Monday morning, the story had taken on a life of its own, twisting and mutating with every retelling. The blurred lines between fact and rumor only made it juicier for fans and bloggers, who are now dissecting every old clip, every Instagram comment, and every awkward glance between Kirk and Rashida in past seasons. People were digging up old footage of Kirk defending himself against cheating allegations years ago, comparing his body language then to the photos surfacing now. He's got the same guilty smirk. One fan posted on Twitter, attaching screenshots that were shared thousands of times. It wasn't just a current scandal anymore, it was being painted as a pattern. And while the internet was busy connecting dots, things inside the Frost circle were boiling over. A source claimed that Rashida had kicked Kirk out of their shared home for the weekend. He'd been staying at a friend's condo downtown, but not quietly. That same night, a blurry video appeared, showing Kirk walking into an after-hours lounge, and right behind him, unmistakably, was the woman in the red dress. She kept her face turned away from the camera, but her confident stride and the way she reached for Kirk's arm made the internet explode all over again. Was this the third corner of the love triangle? Was she replacing Rashida, or was she replacing Jasmine? Nobody knew for sure, but speculation became a wildfire that Kirk couldn't put out. Meanwhile, Jasmine wasn't sitting quietly. Just when everyone thought she might be hiding from the chaos, she went live on Instagram. The live stream wasn't long, maybe 6 minutes, but it was enough to set the tone. She didn't confirm anything outright, but she also didn't deny it. "Sometimes people forget who was there for them when the cameras weren't rolling," she said cryptically. Sipping from a wine glass and smirking at the chat, "Some folks like to pretend they've changed, but let's be real, they're still the same." Fans flooded the comments, begging for more tea. But Jasmine only gave them breadcrumbs, ending the live with a pointed, "Don't play with me, because I can play harder." That one line was screen recorded and reposted across every gossip page within the hour. Rashida, on the other hand, maintained her silence, at least publicly. Privately, insiders claimed she was fuming, torn between anger and exhaustion. She's been through this before, and she's not sure she has it in her to fight for it again. One friend allegedly told a blogger. The same source claimed Rashida had been in talks with her mother, Miss Shirlene, about next steps. Anyone who's watched the family on TV knows Miss Shirlene doesn't bite her tongue when it comes to protecting her daughter. And if she decided to step into the ring, things were about to get even messier. Sure enough, later that evening, Miss Shirlene was spotted leaving Rashida's store, pressed, with a face like thunder. Paparazzi swarmed her, shouting questions about Kirk, Jasmine, and the mystery woman. She didn't give them much, just one cutting statement. Some people don't know a good thing when they got it, but they're about to learn. Fans interpreted that as a clear warning shot aimed directly at Kirk. Memes popped up overnight, showing Miss Shirlene standing between Kirk and Jasmine like a referee about to end the game. Then, as if the situation wasn't tangled enough, new evidence surfaced. A gossip vlogger claimed to have texts between the mystery woman in red and Jasmine, and if the messages were real, they painted a wild picture. The texts hinted that the two women not only knew about each other but were actually in contact before the lounge night. One message supposedly read, "He's telling both of us the same thing. I just want you to know I'm not here to fight. With you, I just want the truth." Another said, If he plays us both, we both win by exposing him. Whether those texts were genuine or fabricated didn't seem to matter. The idea that Kirk might have been juggling to women who were comparing notes was enough to make the scandal hit a new high. By Tuesday morning, the Frost storyline had gone from messy to nuclear. Fan pages were posting Team Rashida and Team Jasmine graphics like it was a championship match, while others joked about forming Team Red Dress. The hashtag Kirk Triangle was trending in Atlanta, with thousands weighing in. Some defended Kirk, insisting that until he spoke, everything was just speculation. Others argued that silence was an admission of guilt. Still, no statement came from Kirk or his camp, only more sightings, more whispers, and more heat. But then came the move nobody saw coming. Jasmine dropped another bomb on her Instagram story. A short, grainy clip of her and Kirk, in what looked like a car, laughing and listening to music. No location tag, no date, but the implication was enough. Fans froze the frame, zoomed in, and identified Kirk's watch as the same one he'd been wearing in recent public appearances. The video vanished from her story within 10 minutes, but by then it was too late. It had already been saved, reposted, and analyzed to death. The clip sent Rashida's supporters into overdrive. Many tagged her directly, urging her to drop him for good and know your worth. Others worried that this public humiliation might push her to make a decision in the heat of the moment. Either way, the Frost Empire was on shaky ground, and everyone was waiting to see which side would crumble first. And just when it felt like the triangle had fully exposed itself, another layer hinted at a deeper, more dangerous game being played, one that could take this scandal far beyond just relationship drama. By midweek, the whispers had shifted from messy relationship drama to something much darker: money. A new thread on an Atlanta gossip forum claimed that the love triangle wasn't just about romance or betrayal, but that it was tangled up with financial deals gone wrong. The rumor was that Kirk had been quietly funding a side business tied to the woman in the red dress, a business Rashida allegedly knew nothing about. One anonymous poster claimed the venture involved cash-only events that had been running under the radar for months. Whether it was true or not didn't matter. The moment money got mentioned, fans and bloggers latched on like sharks to blood in the water. The theory gained traction when a clip surfaced from 2 weeks earlier showing Kirk and the red dress woman leaving a bank together. The video quality was poor, but his distinct walk and her unmistakable hair made it hard to deny. Within hours, captions like "she's not just a side chick, she's a business partner" were plastered all over Instagram. The storyline had shifted now. People weren't just questioning his loyalty. They were questioning his honesty on a whole new level. Meanwhile, Jasmine's role in all this took an unexpected turn. She posted a long, emotionally charged message to her close friends list, but, of course, someone screenshot it and sent it straight to the blogs. In the post, Jasmine hinted that Kirk had promised her a way out of a bad financial situation if she kept quiet about their relationship. She didn't name him directly, but the parallels were obvious. "It's crazy how people will use your vulnerability for their own gain," she wrote. "Then turn around and paint you like the villain." Fans debated whether she was telling the truth or strategically spinning the narrative to make herself look like the victim. Inside the Frost family, tensions were boiling over. Reports claimed that Rashida had confronted Kirk again, this time in the presence of Miss Shirlene, and things got heated. "You think you're untouchable?" Rashida allegedly shouted. "You think I won't walk away this time?" Kirk tried to keep calm, insisting that people were twisting the story and that Jasmine was trying to ruin him for attention, but Rashida wasn't having it. According to a witness, Miss Shirlene jumped in, pointing a finger in Kirk's face and saying, "You're lucky I'm letting my daughter handle this her way, because my way wouldn't be this nice." The drama spilled into the public when one of Rashida's friends, known for her bluntness on social media, posted a cryptic story saying, "When the truth comes out, y'all are gonna be sick." Fans immediately linked it to the love triangle, sparking theories that there was an even bigger secret hiding in plain sight. By Thursday, the paparazzi were stationed outside, pressed, hoping to catch Rashida on her way in or out. Instead, they got Kirk, and this time he didn't keep his mouth shut. Cornered by a swarm of cameras, he snapped, "Y'all really believe anything you see online? I've been in this game too long to fall for fake setups. This is all cap, but the damage was already done." His defensive tone only fueled the perception that he was hiding something. The clip of his outburst was everywhere within hours, and the comment sections were ruthless. "If it's all fake, why you so mad?" one fan wrote. And just when it seemed like the week couldn't possibly get more chaotic, a voice note leaked allegedly of the red dress woman talking to a friend. In it, she laughed and said, "Girl, he's too scared to leave her. He keeps saying, 'Give me time,' but I'm not waiting forever." That single sentence set the internet on fire. Was she confirming the affair? Was she taunting Rashida? Or was it all part of a bigger manipulation to push Kirk into a decision? Jasmine, ever the wild card, didn't stay quiet either. She posted a selfie with the caption, "A real one can't be replaced," which many took as a direct jab at both Rashida and the red dress woman. Within minutes, the comment section turned into a battlefield, with supporters and haters trading insults and theories. Behind closed doors, sources claimed Kirk was scrambling to contain the fallout. He'd been making calls, trying to broker peace between Jasmine and the red dress woman, but the two reportedly refused to back down. One insider put it bluntly. He thought he could juggle both sides. But now, they're both holding receipts and they're ready to burn him with them. The situation had gone far beyond a simple cheating scandal. This was now a war of egos, secrets, and power plays. And the scariest part for Kirk was that the women involved didn't seem to care about keeping it private anymore. The triangle wasn't just public, it was spiraling into something that could cost him, his marriage, his reputation, and maybe even his business. And yet, as Friday loomed, there were still whispers of one final twist that could flip the entire narrative on its head. By Friday morning, that final twist everyone had been whispering about finally began to take shape, and it was bigger than anyone imagined. A major Atlanta gossip blog dropped what they called the unfiltered truth about the Kirk-Frost love triangle, complete with alleged receipts, timelines, and most. Tiana seemed to be in their own Cold War. Jasmine posted a black and white selfie with the caption, "Never let them play you twice." The background? The two women had stopped interacting publicly, but their posts were clearly aimed at each other and fans were eating it up like a primetime soap opera. He hadn't been seen in public since the leak, and insiders claimed he was laying low while figuring out how to respond. Some said he was trying to reach Rashida privately to explain everything, while others believed he was already working with his own legal team to protect his assets if things went south. It was a spectacle of betrayal, manipulation, and calculated moves. It was about brand image, hidden motives, and the ugly truth behind the perfect couple facade of a public image brick by brick, and they couldn't look away. And yet, even with all the receipts, the tension, and the heartbreak, there were still unanswered questions. Was the leak orchestrated by one of the women as revenge? And most importantly, now that everything was public, what would Rashida do next? Because whatever move she made now would decide whether this saga ended with quiet closure or an even bigger explosion that would shake Atlanta's reality TV scene for years to come. Had finally broken her silence, and she didn't just post a statement. She dropped a full, unfiltered Instagram live that lasted nearly 40 minutes and had over 120,000 viewers tuned in at one point. Wearing no makeup, her hair pulled into a messy bun, and dressed in a simple hoodie, Rashida sat in her kitchen, the weight of the past week clearly written across her face. "I've been quiet because I needed to process," she began, looking directly into the camera. "But I'm not about to let other people tell my story anymore. It is true, not all, but enough that I'm not going to sit here and defend something that doesn't deserve defending." She paused, her eyes glistening. "I have been loyal. I have been patient. I have been the one holding this family together while he played games, urging her to leave him." But then Rashida dropped the bombshell no one expected. "This ain't the first time, and if I'm being real, it might not have even been the second or third. But this time I'm done." Her voice cracked slightly, but she didn't waver. "I've already spoken to my lawyers. I'm not going to sit here and pretend. For a brand, for TV, for followers, my piece is worth more than likes and storylines." Within minutes, clips from the live were circulating across every platform. "You're worth," while others were furious at Kirk for pushing things this far. But while the public was celebrating Rashida's decision, there was one person who clearly wasn't Kirk himself. That same afternoon, Kirk posted a black screen with the words, "Don't believe everything you see," in white text. Number, caption, no tags, just that. But it didn't take long for him to follow it up with his own live, clearly recorded in his home office. "Y'all gotta understand something," he said, his tone defensive. "A relationship is between two people. Y'all on the outside think you know, but you don't. People twist things, edit things, leak things to make you look a certain way. If Kirk thought his live would win people over, he miscalculated." The comment section was brutal, flooded with snake emojis, boy bye messages, and demands for him to apologize publicly to Rashida. End of the day, there's more to this than y'all think. And when the full truth comes out, some of y'all gonna owe me an apology. The cryptic statement sent fans spiraling into speculation. Was Kirk hinting that someone else was involved? That maybe Tiana or Jasmine wasn't as innocent or as guilty as people thought? Theories flooded Twitter. Maybe the real leak came from someone inside Kirk and Rashida's business team. Maybe this was a setup to push Rashida into a public narrative for a TV storyline, Or maybe, just maybe, there was a fourth person in the mix no one had identified yet. And then, as if on cue, Jasmine returned to the stage figuratively and literally. That night she appeared at a popular Atlanta lounge for a hosted event, wearing a glittering silver dress and posing confidently for photos. But what really caught everyone's attention was what she said when asked by a local blogger about the scandal. With a sly smile, she replied, "Baby, y'all haven't even heard the half of it. Them look real different." That single comment reignited every conspiracy theory imaginable. Was Jasmine about to expose Kirk and Tiana for plotting against her? Or was she about to drop something that would make Rashida regret cutting her off? The mystery was intoxicating, and it was clear Jasmine knew exactly how to keep herself in the headlines. Meanwhile, Tiana seemed unfazed by the chaos. Her Instagram stories showed her poolside at a luxury hotel, sipping on a tropical drink with the caption, "Unbothered." But then, in her next story, she posted a screenshot of a DM that read, "I got more if you want it." No explanation, no context, just that. Fans immediately began speculating that she had more receipts that hadn't been leaked yet, possibly ones that could destroy Kirk's credibility completely. By Tuesday, the city was buzzing with rumors that a meeting had been arranged between Rashida, Jasmine, and Tiana, not for reconciliation but for clarity. A mutual acquaintance allegedly convinced them that they should get in a room and clear the air before more damage was done. Whether the meeting was real or just another rumor, no one knew for sure. But if it did happen, one thing was certain. The fallout from that conversation could either end the drama once and for all, or turn it into the kind of reality TV gold that Atlanta lives for. By Wednesday afternoon, the whispers about that sit-down were no longer whispers. They were headlines. Multiple sources confirmed that Rashida, Jasmine, and Tiana had in fact met in a private backroom of a midtown Atlanta restaurant. The kind of dimly lit spot where deals are made and secrets are spilled without fear of cameras. But this wasn't a calm, wine-and conversation type of meeting. From the moment they sat down, the tension was so thick, the staff allegedly kept their distance, leaving the table untouched except for a single bottle of water in the middle. Energy composed, but guarded. Jasmine showed up next, all confidence in a form-fitting red dress, her heels clicking loudly against the polished floor. Tiana was last, sliding into the seat opposite Rashida with an almost amused smile. For a long moment, no one said a word. Then Rashida broke the silence. "Y'all both know why."